What do my gente, you boys coming through once again, and on today's video we got breaking news. El Flakito de Tijuana got captured. This individual got captured in Colonia Fundadores in Baja California, Tijuana. And for those who live in Tijuana, San Diego, you already know who I'm talking about, right? Now, if you don't know about this individual, I'm about to explain to you who he was, how powerful he was, and why he was hated by different groups, different movements. So before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so be notified every time we drop a content. So let's get to the story, man, because this is breaking news, big news right here in Baja, right? Especially right there in Tijuana. So this individual was the face of the infamous Arellano Felix movement. How he made it to the top, man, I don't know, man. This individual had no connection to the family, because those who know, you have to understand that that movement is family owned, family operated. So some way, somehow, he managed to become the face of that movement. He put, again, that movement on the map. He made a lot of power plays. He made a lot of alliances. He made a lot of enemies. And he was wanted by everybody. His head had a price. But still, he used to manage to elude the capture by authorities, the attempts on his persona. But this time, he was not going to be able to manage that. He got captured. This individual didn't even started being a member of this movement. He actually had a different group with different individuals, which he was not even the head of this group, right? Eventually, they made an alliance with the family, with the Arellanos. And because people became unalive, people got locked up, he managed to rise to the top and become the leader, the face of that movement. Of course, nobody knew about him. He used to keep a low profile. Eventually, once the movement of Guadalajara came through, the guys with the 4 letras came through, they were the ones who exposed this individual, name them by name, and basically say this: hey man, either you do this or you do that. And the authorities seen the video. Now he's on the radar, even though this individual had been stopped before, prior, by the cops, right? Because one time he was driving without a license, the second time he had a weapon with him, and still he managed of not getting locked up because they didn't know who he was. Once the 4 letras came through in Tijuana, they exposed him. Now everybody know who he was. He managed to do alliances with every section, man. The 2 brothers from Tijuana, the Rana, El Aquiles. He managed to do alliances with the group from Guadalajara. He had alliances with the brothers, with El Chapo. He had alliances with El Mayo. But he also break those alliances. His name had a big target. And it was not just because they used to hate on him. No. Because this individual was known of stealing a lot of product from these guys and putting a big target on him. Right? The biggest shipment he stole was from El Mayo, which put a target on him. Eventually, after breaking and making alliances here and there, this individual managed to make an alliance with the son of El Mayo when he was going to go after the brothers, right? Who, to this day, they're still going at it. His first attempt, it happened on the Hotel Grand when him and his nephew went with some girls to have some fun. And eventually, later on, they come across a bodyguard of the owners of that hotel that eventually end up unaliving his nephew, right? And Flakito managed to escape and run away. I don't know if something happened to that bodyguard throughout the years, but that was the first encounter they had with the Flakito. As a matter of fact, his picture comes on the video camera that I believe they're talking on the parking lot of that hotel. Eventually, one of his partners, an equal in power, attempted to betray him and unalive him, right? This happened when this individual and his bodyguard went to a pharmacy to get an injection. And 2 individuals out of nowhere start to shooting at him, actually hitting him, but eventually running away. He escaped that attempt and was sent to the hospital, right? And where he was in critical condition. Eventually, once the authorities knew about this and went to capture him, he managed to elude and escape untouched. This, of course, no se quedó así. Why? Because he was quick to respond and terminate his so-called equal in power. I believe his name was El Apache, who was unalive in San Diego, right? Later on, as years passed by, he'd been involved in different unalivings. He'd been accused of kidnapping different families and unaliving people, and that's why he was wanted by the Mexican authorities. The second time when he eluded the authorities, it was when he got together with the son of El Mayo, who actually flew from Sinaloa into Tijuana, was escorted by police force and taken to a casino called Caliente, very famous in Baja California. Right there, they had the meetings. They became an alliance. Even though El Flakito has stole from El Mayo, I don't know what was the deal, if they squashed something. They became aligned to go against the sons of El Chapo. Once the authorities found out that this individual or that this meeting was taking place right here, they rushed over there after 30 minutes, giving them time to escape. They had everybody on that casino face down, looking one by one, making sure that still he wasn't there. So as for right now, El Flaco de Tijuana got transferred to Ciudad de Mexico so he can continue with his proceedings. And right now, I can tell you the movement of the Arellano Felix suffered a big hit. Now, this is a quick reminder and to show you that by living this type of life, there's nothing good coming out of it. We have seen many individuals either becoming alive or being locked up for many years. And it's just a matter of time. Yes, you might be living comfortable, but always on the run, always watching your back. And it's a life that doesn't bring nothing positive to your life. And at the end of the day, you're going to end up either in two things, either in prison or unalive. And most of the times, it's going to be unalive. So when it comes down to El Flaquito de Tijuana, I feel like it was just a matter of time. He had way too many enemies. He had a big target. He burned so many bridges. And I feel that the best thing for him was basically being locked up, because a lot of people were willing to pay that money, right, for individuals to finish the mission. It was just going to be a matter of being on the right place at the right time and executed by the right people to accomplish the mission. Now, what I can tell you is that I am assuming that this guy is going to be safer in prison. But again, we have seen different stories in where these individuals go to prison and eventually they put a hit on them. I don't know if it has to do with where they land or who's controlling that prison, but we don't know what's going to happen. You know, hopefully everything comes through. And one thing I can tell you, working like that on Tijuana is difficult. There's a lot of different factions they work around that city. You know, so at the end of the day, man, just make sure you make the right decisions in life and understand that everything's going to have consequences, period. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like this message, man. So with this being said, just wait till we drop the next video. Gracias.